Are you ever sitting around Christmas time and someone says Die Hard is their favorite Christmas movie because that's a quirky fucking thing to say? Well, fuck that. Jaws 4, baby. That's my fucking Christmas movie. Jaws sequels are one of the best representations of sequelitis, which has only become more apparent these modern days. Jaws. There is not much to say about the original other than it's a classic.
This is classic.
And if you haven't seen it, you should. It's just one of those movies that you should see in your lifetime. This is the only Jaws sequel that somewhat feels like a sequel, but it's still pretty silly. The mayor is the same mayor, and this motherfucker still wants to keep beaches open, despite what happened in the first one. Dude is nuts. But in all seriousness, this film is just kind of boring when compared to the original. A lot of meandering and lots of bikini clad women take away from the terrifying ambience of the original. The original had a climax that can be considered a bit over the top, and this one tries to up that, leading to just silliness. Our main character electrocutes a shark after shooting cyanide bullets into the ocean. That and all of the teenage drama make this film a slight snooze fest when compared to the original. Not completely terrible, but it is apparent that Spielberg is no longer involved. Jaws 3. Deep. Alright, now we have completely departed from what Jaws is. We are now in cheesy, wet, hot American summer with a shark in the mix. Toss in some bad 3D and we got a real stinker here. The worst part is, it is barely funny for how bad it is. It's also super contrived as to why this shark is even a threat in a completely controlled environment. Like it breaks into SeaWorld and then just starts munching. Just don't go in the water. It's even easier than the ocean to avoid. And it wraps up with a dumb action scene. And that's about that. Not really worth the price of time it takes to watch. Jaws 4, The Revenge. Okay, now we're talking. This is what we are here for, baby. The sleeper hit of the Jaws franchise. Some would say the best Christmas movie ever made. Classic.
Classic.
Even better than Jaws, this film has everything. The shark is out for revenge, but not any of the previous sharks. It's like the soul of the shark lives on and hates this fucking family's guts. I don't know how it recognizes them because the actors have all changed, but it does. The fucking son wants to honor their dead dad and become a cop in the town they grew up in, and on Christmas Eve has to go out on a boat at night to move some debris from blocking a buoy. He just gets boomed by the lady in the police office, and she's like, yeah, you gotta go do this shit. You can't do it tomorrow. And then, when he's out on the boat, he just gets murdered by a shark. The choir is singing in the background on, like, Christmas. And he just gets munched, and, like, the editing of the scene is also pretty funny. It's just, like, you see the shark, and he loses his arm, and it's, like, cross-cutting between the choir, and it's all red. Choir. And it's all red. It's great. And then the mom is completely shook and convinced that they've been hexed by the shark gods and are being hunted. And she's not wrong. They have been hexed by the shark gods. The other son, who is a marine biologist thanks to the events of Jaws 3D, convinces his mother to go with them to Jamaica because he's like, you need a break from this fucking shark town going crazy, mom. And then motherfucking Michael Caine shows up. My man is in this movie. A damn prestigious actor. Let's go. In all reality, he probably got a pretty penny to vacation in the Bahamas and shoot a couple scenes. Anyways, these dudes are studying snails and boom, big fish in the water. But it's not interested in the easy underwater sub. He swims right past the guy in the sub. And the shark fucking attacks the boat trying to get at the fucking sun. Like he is targeting this family. The shark followed them by plane and boat to the Caribbean in order to get revenge for its ancestors. Now that's it. The son is like, hey, don't tell my mom that this fucking thing is here, despite all signs pointing to it being some kind of shark hex. It ends with the mother going out on a boat, attempting to sacrifice herself to the shark gods. She just says, fuck it, I'm going out alone. And she's just like, come and get me, like in the scene in Dark Knight when the Joker.
Come and get me, you son of a bitch.
Hit me. She's just like, fucking eat me, shark. Eat me. And then Michael Caine crashes a fucking plane into the shark damn near. And then they ram the boat into the shark. Oh, I also forgot to mention the son's friend This dude is chomped by the shark. Like the shark has him more than half his body in his mouth, then dips with him. And in every Jaws movie, that's pretty much a death sentence. I mean, even in real life, if a great white is like taking a examinatory bite of you and he chomps you at the midsection, you're probably a goner. But yeah, after they ram the boat into the shark, blow it up somehow. I don't really get why it blows up. There's also some weird like light technology they're using. I don't really know. It's like they, it's like the future, and they've developed this family's like developed shark hunting equipment. Anyway, so they boom the shark, and then he survives. Like the dude floats up, and he's like, "Oh, crazy one, mate." Like I, we still here though. How? I just want to know how. I just want to talk. Anyways, he survives. They all live happily ever after, and there's no sequel, so the revenge is done. I do wish this movie would have got more spiritual with it and actually had some like shark god or hex involved in it, because it would have just made it that much funnier, that much more funny. And it doesn't, but you can really dig deep into the subtext of the film and make your own lore about how this whole thing works. And that's why it makes it the best Jaws movie ever made. Also, Michael Caine's in it.